Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to see you guys again. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about my MEPS experience. I know y'all, the people that watch my ASVAB videos, I know y'all have probably been waiting on this. It's a long time coming. But yeah, we're going to get right into it. So the first time that I went to MEPS was to take my verification test. When I went there to take my verification test, when you first walk into the actual building, you go in, you go through the metal detectors and everything, and then you go up to the I think it's like the third floor, and you'll be up there. You walk in, you'll see a bunch of lockers, you'll see rooms for every single branch of the military, and then you'll see like people that work the front desk, like it's a big table and everything in the very front when you first walk in. And you see lines with the things up and everything to separate the lines and everything, and then you'll see chairs, and that's where the people who take tests, the people who are waiting to swear in, stuff like that. And then you'll see just other rooms, like I think there's like a game room and stuff like that. I think that's for people that are actually leaving to go to boot camp that next day or that evening. I think that's for them, because we didn't go there for my after I swore in. I think that's for the people that actually leave, like they're going to boot camp. But yeah, they had like game room, and then you just see hallways that lead to different stuff. Hallways lead everywhere. Like, you think the building isn't that big, but it's huge, and they only use like a portion of it, but it's a lot going on, and it's a lot going on in the building. So when you're doing the verification test, you go in and everything, you sit down in the chairs, you wait on them to call you, and then you go take the verification test. Well, if you're going for medical, so basically if you're going for medical, because I went for medical, that's when you're about to do your swearing. So I'm sorry if y'all hear the motorcycle. It's my dad playing on his motorcycle. But so the night before you go to medical, to MEPS, you'll stay in a hotel. When you go to the hotel, normally your recruiter drops you off, but if you drive, then must be nice. Our recruiters didn't give us that option, but some recruiters do let you go take your cars and everything like that, especially if you drive, like you live far. Yeah. But you'll basically stay at a hotel the night before. They'll give you a meal ticket when you get to the hotel. The hotel is super nice. It's basically a military hotel, so it's basically for military flight attendants, military pilots, anybody who's going to be on the plane is for them. It's going to be for the people who are just staying at the hotel for like medical and stuff like that, because they always have them coming in and out. So it's just like it stays occupied. So basically, you'll go to the hotel and everything. You go upstairs, you watch a little video, and then you go in. It's like a game room. You can watch movies, you can watch play games. They have all kinds of stuff. I decided when I got done checking in to go to my room. I went to my room. You meet your roommate and everything. Now either you get a roommate who will talk to you, or you get a roommate who will ignore you the whole time. Luckily, first of all, my roommate's name was Alexis, which is my name. So we were already like, oh my gosh. She was, I think, 2 years older than me though. So she's 21. But she was going into the Air Force Reserves, which is really cool. I didn't know I keep forgetting that they have reserves for like the branches and everything, especially the Air Force. Like, I don't see how they have reserves for the Air Force, seeing as though, I mean, I know all jobs aren't like on the plane and everything like that, but I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so she was really cool and everything. We watch the movies on Hulu and everything, and then we go down and eat. And guys, when I tell you this is the best food you will ever eat, they want to make sure you eat good. You eat so good. And this is a really nice restaurant, so if you're lactose intolerant, you can tell them you can get coconut milk. They'll give you almond milk. everything. Like, it's a really good hotel, and they give you 5-star treatment. 5-star treatment. But yeah, and so after you eat, then you go back to your room. I think your lights out is like 10. Well, not lights out, but you have to be back in your room by 10. And you have a little meeting in the room, in like the game room when you first check in. You have a meeting. They don't say anything, but you still should go. You shouldn't break the rules. You know, you're going to the military. That's the last thing you should be doing, is breaking rules. But yeah, then you'll go back to your room. You do whatever you want to do. I advise you sleep, because you get up at 4 and you got to be gone. Y'all, 4, yeah. You got to be up. You eat breakfast, and then you get on the bus. You get on the bus. You take you a nice little nap. I'm telling you, take a nice little nap. I promise you're going to want it, because when you go through medical, it is the worst. And make sure you eat that morning that you wake up and go, because they're going to be taking blood and everything. Also, I will tell you, drink water as soon as you get to the place. Like, take a water bottle or a cup of water and drink it right when you get there. Like, I know they say drink water before you leave the hotel, but you're gonna have to pee. And if you sit there and hold your bladder, you can get a kidney infection, urine infection. Like, you don't want none of that. I have really bad problems with like kidney infection and stuff like that, so I can't be holding my pee. Luckily, they tell you that you're gonna pee when you first get there. They are lying. You do not pee when you first get there. It's gonna be like an hour, maybe 2 hours before you get the chance to pee. Actually, I want to say like 3 hours, because you get there, you got to go through metal detectors again, and they kind of treat you like as if you're going to boot camp. So they like yell at you and stuff. You stand outside, take all your clothes off. I mean, not all your clothes, but like all metal stuff off. You take all your like chargers, phones. You put everything in a bucket and all that stuff, and you go, and you'll be up at medical, and you have to get all your documents, everything. If you don't have your documents together, like if they don't have documents together for you, then you have to sit in chairs. That's what I had to do. And then when they finally get them together, then you can go ahead and head to medical. Now they will send you off to different stations. You'll hit each station. So like at first they'll like tell you exactly which station to go to, but after a while you kind of just like, they'll be like, have you done that station? All right, then choose the next station that you haven't already done. Like, I was kind of behind just because I was waiting on my medical documents, so I was able to kind of get in the lines and everything when people weren't there. So basically the lines are blood. My roommate had to get blood taken out of both arms on this part, both parts. They couldn't get it from there to get out of this hand. They couldn't get it from there to get out of this hand. Finally got it. I was like, girl, she had Band-Aids all over her. She had Band-Aids all over. It was hilarious. But after you do that, then it's like a hearing test, vision test. You do a breathalyzer. You have to do the pee test. You have to meet with the doctor. You do not have to meet with both doctors, because most of the girls met with the woman doctor and the guy doctor, but it turns out you only have to meet with the woman doctor. I didn't end up having to meet with both doctors, because right when they noticed that we were meeting both doctors, that's when they were like, no, you don't need to go to both doctors. So yeah, just go to the woman doctor if you're a girl. Go to the guy doctor if you're a guy. They give you 2 opportunities to pee. If you do not pee in those 2 opportunities, you get sent home. If your blood pressure is too high, you get sent home. If you fail the breathalyzer test, you get sent home. Pee test, you get sent home. What else? They check you. So, guys, the most traumatizing thing, and I know people be like, grow up, blah blah blah, but when you're in the moment and somebody is okay, so basically you get to the doctor, that you take off all your clothes and everything, and they just give you a gown. And so when the recruiter tells you wear full underwear, They do not mean you have to go get some Hanes granny panties, because that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I went and got some Hanes granny panties, and they was coming up to my stomach. They covered my thigh. They almost covered my thighs. That's how big they were. You can wear some they advise you not to wear, definitely no thongs. They have to cover your booty cheeks, but they don't have to, like, because my roommate, she went and she wore some like regular underwear. A little bit of her cheek was hanging out because she was like thick. But a little bit of her cheek was hanging out, but they accepted that. Like, as long as your behind is covered, you're good. But definitely no thongs, no cheekies. Y'all need to at least some, like, don't wear no boy shorts though. Like, just wear some regular underwear. They can be from Pink. Like, I know they were saying like don't wear any fancy underwear or anything like that. You can wear whatever underwear you want to, as long as they cover your cheeks. Like, as long as they cover your cheeks. Also, about the bras, they told us that we could not wear sports bras. You can wear any kind of bra that you want. It does not have to unsnap in the back. If you have a bra, like if you have big chest to where you need a sports bra or something that supports you like that, then you can definitely wear it. They'll just tape you up when you get into the woman doctor's room. They'll tape you up. So your recruiter can say don't wear a sports bra or a bra that doesn't unsnap in the back. But if it doesn't unsnap in the back, that's fine. Like they make you take your bra off anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. You have to take it off. So the only time they see you in your bra is when you're measuring your weight and she's checking to make sure you're not flat-footed, just kind of checking your body with just your bra and underwear on. And then after that, you take it off, you go put a gown on. When you get in the room, you go in a room with a doctor and a nurse. They tell you we're going to be quick. That's all they say. We're going to be quick. You put up your legs like you're about to have birth. Like you put your legs up, like full up. They're on these little pedals as if you're about to push a baby out. They do it real quick. Like, it don't even take 30 seconds. They literally put your legs up. They say 1, 2, 3. They lift up your gown. Make sure you have a vagina or a penis, whatever you got going on down there. They check. I'm almost positive if you have, if you've been surgically removing things or adding things, then you might, I don't know what they gonna do about that, but you have to wait and go through a whole nother process. But if you got what they looking for, then they gonna, they open it up, they say 1, 2, 3, they look at it. She says turn. She turns you on your side. Just turn over on your side. I almost fell off the table, y'all. This table is tiny. I almost fell off the table. You turn. She literally grabs a cheek, like your booty cheek, lifts it open, pushes the other one, and is like, okay, let's... Shut up, guys. When I tell you this is the most traumatizing thing, what else do they do? Oh, and then they press all on your chest, like... They do just like this. Like, just like that. Like, it's so violating, guys. So violating. But, I mean, it was quick. They made it real quick. That's what I do appreciate about it. They made it quick. It was traumatizing, but it was quick. Okay, so, once you go through medical, and you get cleared to go through medical... Oh, also, when you're in that room doing your bra and panties and stuff, you do everything in your bra and panties. After you get out that gown, you go put your bra and panties back on. They split you into 2 groups. One group is going to go eat, and one group is going to stay in there, and they're going to do the duck walk. They're going to, like, do some arm exercises and stuff like that just to make sure you can move all your parts of your body. I have arthritis, so my shoulders, back, and knees are always killing me. Always killing me. And I do mean that in every way. They are always killing me, especially when I do stuff. That's when they hurt the most. I wish I would have known that we were going to be doing everything that we were doing, and I would have took some pain medicine before. But I did not show that it was hurting me because I was like, I want to get in. But they like make you slam your knees onto the floor, like, guys. And you got to do all kinds of like arm stuff. And when you're doing the duck walk, if you know you have bad knees and you didn't tell them and stuff like that, they're gonna be like, if your knees click, they're gonna hear it. Cause my knees were clicking and they were like, and I was just like, and this one girl in my in the group that was in there with us, she couldn't do anything, guys. And I feel really bad for her because when she was in there, so we had to duck walk. She had the hardest time duck walking. She was really like long and tall and kind of lanky, so she just had like long arms, long legs, long torso. So she was just long, and she had the hardest time. What did she do? I think she was duck walking, and then she kind of she like tripped on her foot, and she was like trying to pull herself up, but she fell back and she like hit her head and her body like against the wall, and like I think she got a mild concussion, honestly. Like she hit herself so hard. Like if y'all think I'm being dramatic, I'm being so like not dramatic at all. Like she like plopped back, like boom. She was like boom boom, and like hit everything, and everybody was like, are you okay? And I felt really bad for her because every single exercise that we did, she had the hardest time doing it, and they had to bring her and make her stay for the second group. She couldn't go eat or anything. She'd go eat after the second group, but she had to wait until she did the first group. Then she had to wait and practice like in the middle of the groups departing and like switching. She had to practice with the doctor, and then she went and did it with the second group. So I don't know how it went with the second group, but she really did have a hard time, and I don't know if she made it in or not. Like, I know the doctor was making a lot of notes about it. What else? If you have tattoos, do not get any new tattoos by the time you hit medical, because if it's not on your paperwork, they gonna send you home, and you're gonna have to come back and do it all over again. You have to do paperwork for it and everything, what it means, make sure it's not a threat or anything like that, you know. So don't get any new tattoos. If you're sick and you know you're sick, then you need to tell your people, and they need to like reschedule you, because if you get there and you're sick, the doctor will send you home and you'll have to come back and do it all over again. Like this girl, all she had was a cough. She was getting over her sickness and she was really good. Like she wasn't even sick, she just had a little bit of a cough left over, and it was like and so she had did that while she was walking by the doctor, didn't even know that was the doctor. And she was like, here, let me examine you, standing in the middle of the hallway. And she was like, cough. And she was like, and she was like, okay, you need to come back because you're sick. She was perfectly fine. I mean, she was getting over it, but like they would do any and everything to disqualify you guys, like any and everything. So if you know you got something going on, which I'm about to tell y'all about in a minute, I'm not they called me yesterday and told me I'm not going anymore. They canceled my contract, and I'm going to tell y'all why in the next video. But yeah, just yeah. If you sick, reschedule. If you sick, reschedule. If you can control it, don't be going around coughing, sneezing. Well, if sneezing is allergies, like you could just say, oh, I have allergies. But if you are coughing, don't say, I don't know. But if you going around coughing, like like runny nose and stuff, then if you can control it, control it. If you can't, then reschedule. That's all I gotta say, because they will send you home if they feel like you sick or you got some stuffy stuff going on. They will send you home. So after I left medical, then I had to go conduct my contract. I went conducting my contract, and basically when I got in there to conduct actually they give you a survey to do while you eat lunch. I didn't eat lunch because, first of all, I don't eat ham. That's all that was on there. they just had like ham sandwiches and stuff. Like, why would you feed us this after you just fed us really good the night before? But whatever. So I didn't eat anything. I just worked on the survey, which was really long. And this is for the Navy. And you have to wait on them to call your name on the intercom. When they call your name on the intercom, then I went to the Navy office. I went in the room. I met with this guy. And actually, they did some fingerprints first and everything. And then I went in the room and met with this guy. He was like, so this is what made me mad. But this is like how I chose my job and everything. He was like, so what grouping were you going for? And I was like, I'm going for aviation. And I was like so excited and everything. And then he was like, so about that. And I'm looking at the computer and like out the side of my eye, and I'm like, that says Kreiner, but it only says 3 jobs. So I'm like, I'm really confused what's going on right now. So I'm like, is that me? He was like, yeah, so about that, you didn't really, he was like, you barely, and I do mean barely, passed your vision test. Like, you can't see. And I was like, are you telling me that because I cannot see that I can't have the jobs that I wanted? Guys, literally the jobs I had that I was given was the Seamen's Apprentice, which is undesignated. I did not know that. I did not know that. And y'all may say, oh, that's common sense, Alexis. It's not common sense. A Seamen's Apprentice? Like, I could be like, oh, I'm an apprentice. I'm finna go follow somebody around. Which, I guess that does make sense. Whatever. It's undesignated. So, a Seamen's Apprentice is undesignated for you guys who, if you just don't know what you want to do and you really don't care, then you can choose Seamen's Apprentice. Like, they just have you doing everything. But if you know what you want to do, you either need to work hard to pass that test to get it. You better get you some glasses and try to see. I couldn't pass the test with my glasses on and with my glasses off. That's how bad my vision is. And I mean, I know that, and I can't see y'all looking like right now. I can't see anything, but I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I just know to look at the phone. But yeah. So the only jobs I had was a musician, which I couldn't even get that because you have to send in documents saying that you were a musician in high school, because they want people that already know. Like, they don't want to have to teach you. You need to already know how to do it. And then the other one was a cook, which I should have chosen a cook. And then the other one was a Seamen's Apprentice. So those were the 3 jobs that I had to choose from. And I was so mad and I was sad and I wanted to sit there and cry, but I was just like, okay. And he was like, I went in as a Seamen's Apprentice and now I'm doing this. And I was just like, but they do, they accommodate for guys, for men, guys, especially certain type of guys. So I was just like, they not gonna do all that for me. I mean, I could work my booty off, but I was just like, I don't feel like washing no dishes. I don't feel like washing no dishes. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and be a Seamen's Apprentice. And I was like, so after you do that, you say, okay, how long do you want your contract? 3 years. That's the minimum. That's what I said. I said 3 years. Okay? Somewhere by the time I left there and ended up in my swear-in, I had 4 years. Okay, 4 years. I was just like, oh, y'all adding years now. Oh, y'all adding years now. And I saw it because you go from there, and then you go and you meet with this other guy, and he's gonna do like what do they do? They take all your fingerprints. So all 10 fingers, they take those. And then he asks you some questions. And you go in the room, he asks you some questions and stuff like that. And he says, is this exactly what your you want your contract to say? And they tell you like, oh, you get a $2,000 bonus in boot camp. Yada, yada, yada. And then he says, is this the amount of years that you wanted on your contract? When I saw it said 4, I was like, but you know what? Since it's only 1 more year, I'll take it. So he was like, okay. So I did fingerprints for that, and then that's when you go back to your person in your navy or whatever branch you're in office, and then they handle all that for you. And then that's when you'll go and you'll wait on the swearing process. My mom was the only one that was there, and she was waiting on me to get done, and she was just doing her work in there. And that's where I saw like my roommate and the girl that got sent home for the cough and everything. They were all sitting in there talking and everything. So I just sat in there with them. And then when the swearing came, so when you go to swear in, you go in the room and you'll go in a room, they'll call everybody. And my guy was really cool, the person who called us in there, and he individually brought us to the computer. He took our picture. We had to thumbprint that's how you sign your contract. You thumbprint and you take a picture, and it still said 4 years. Still said 4 years. But yeah. And then after that, you just wait. He says, if you have people that are coming to see you, go get them and bring them to the door. So they stand at the door, and you're gonna be in my room at my place, at my MEPS place. It was a really tiny room, and they bring us in there. We stand up in a line. He teaches us like the attention to the left, to the right. It was some other stuff. I don't remember. But yeah. And he just teaches us to repeat after him and blah, blah, blah. And then if you're, I forgot what it is. If you're going to one, it's one branch that you like, that you have to say something different. But if you're going to every other branch, then you just say what everybody else says. But they'll tell you that when you get there. And so after you do all of that, then your family gets to come in, you swear in, and then after that you just get to take pictures, and then you get to go home. When you go back in your room, they're going to give you a bag, and it's going to have a t-shirt and a water bottle. This is at least for the Navy. And what I'm telling y'all is mostly, like, most of the stuff that I'm telling y'all is basically from my experience from the Navy. So I don't know what every other branch does for their people, what they give you, or what surveys or how their process goes, but I'm telling y'all what they do for the Navy. And so then after that, I just went home. I've been to MEPS. I went one time for verification. I was out of dress code. The second time I was out of dress code, I think. And then the third time I went back, did my verification. The fourth time I went, and I went to medical, and I swore in. And they were like, the goal is to pass medical one time. I get it. I get it. You do not want to have to go back to medical. I'm telling you. Because it's stressful. You're going to be up all day. And it's just, you don't want to be there multiple times. But that's basically my MEPS experience. I kind of tried to tell y'all every aspect of it with the verification test and the medical, the night before you go to medical, and then the swearing and everything. But that's basically it. Those are the only times that I have been to MEPS, and I won't be going back because I'm not in the Navy anymore. But I'm about to give y'all a video. After I make this video, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all why I'm not going to be going to the Navy anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Love you all.